So we should be live right now. Guys, Nick here. We got Guto here from the project Replicats. Replicats is an agent and on virtuals. It launched a while ago at the beginning of the year. But it's one of the better known ones. It's one of the better teams on virtuals. I mean, these guys have just been deving away. Very solid, very reputable team. So with that said, Guto, I'm just gonna have you go ahead, tell us a little bit about what Replicats is, and let's just lead with that.
Sounds good. Nix, first of all, thanks a lot for the space. Means a lot
Okay.
to us. It's good to see that people actually are starting to dig what we do, and it's been quite like a super, how can I say, super nice ride so far since we started building Replicates. So Replicates, we started in January. That's when actually we started in December. Bernardo, who's my co-founder, we knew each other for quite some time. He used to be an advisor for he's been in the space since 2014, 13. He used to run the
Oh,
first crypto meetups in Brazil. That's where we are based, most of the team. And Bernardo had this idea that he shared with me at the time. I used to work in a DeFi protocol called Astaria that was from Joseph DeLong. He was the former CTO from Sushi, and I
oh,
used to work with Joseph. Then Astaria, we decided to unwind. Actually, Astaria was a lending protocol, and Bernardo came up with this idea that he was working with this other guy who was a super young researcher he was one of the youngest researchers on OpenAI back in 2018.
oh, really?
Yeah, something like this. I don't recall. His name is Bruno. He's still working with us to this day, and they had this idea of like, well, we see in the space like a lot of people exploring right now LLMs for
Yes.
trading, and
Right.
pretty much like most of the people who tried to use LLMs for trading, they know like the LLMs they hallucinate. They're not great for data, for numbers, for example. Just a quick disclaimer: I'm not the technical guy from the team, so I'm gonna give my view of what we do over here. I do the marketing and business and growth. And we came with this idea of like instead of using LLMs, we would be using graphs, GNMs. We would also be using models that were specific for trading to create something that would be trading on behalf of the user, right? This was the first iteration of what we wanted Replicas to be, like pretty much an agent that would find uh, based on numbers, like a really based on numbers, right? Like this different approach, and find you some ways to reduce the volatility of assets. So, for example, um, how you can avoid this thing of like people coming over to crypto, buying Bitcoin, and suddenly Bitcoin drops 15-20%. People sell that and they have no idea why, right? And
Right.
we started to build replicates thinking a lot about risk. So it was super quick change of coming from a trading agent somehow into what we're building right now, like what we call the smart wealth companion.
Right.
So we had like a big ride along the way, like we changed the product here and there. And right now we finalize what we see that is the product that we want to bring to a bigger audience right now. So we're building this product, right? That and it should be easy. People, it's not like full of visual data for the users. We want to be super simple. User comes to the platform, deposit money, click. Agent builds the portfolio. Agent manages the portfolio. Agent has risk management in mind before everything else. And
Right.
in a nutshell, this is what we're building right now. We are still on the beta phase. We had like a short beta phase right now. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about later. And yeah, in a nutshell, this is what we're building.
That's really interesting. So you guys kind of started off with the idea we want to, create something that we our founder had a lot to do with yield earning and stuff like that, and had a platform that he helped work on with that. So that's considered one of the safer things. And then you guys kind of developed this AI technology, and it's very much centered around reducing the risk for people to kind of take advantage of some of these trading activities and farming these tokens or whatever. um, what were some of the challenges that you guys, because you guys have been at this, and I've seen your
Hmm.
Discord, you guys are very good with updates and taking care, making sure the community knows what's going on and stuff like that, which I always noticed that about you guys. I was like, yeah, these
Hmm.
guys are still at it, like, because you can go check the Discord and they're very active in there.
Hmm.
What were some of the challenges you guys have encountered along the way since you launched Replicats?
Yeah, we found many challenges. The first one is since we decided to build an agent that the first thing that the agent is going to be looking at is the risk approach that it's going to have to build the assets and the portfolio. This is a very complicated approach, right? The first thing that the biggest problem, the first one that we had was finding the right team to help us build this vision, right?
Right,
So right now on Replicats, we like to say that we have like a small, it's a joke that we make, like we have a small hedge fund inside us. That's not
right.
necessarily true, like especially, but the thing is, we use this risk management method called Black Litterman, and Black Litterman was a methodology that came out from hedge funds, right?
Yes, I've read about it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So pretty much it has to find a way of balancing your assets as well. It has a proper way of planning how you're going to use the assets, how you're going to add a position, how you're going to exit the position. And to have that was necessary to have, like, we have two quant traders that are super good in what they do, and we have as well a committee, 5 or 6 quant traders that we get along every month to review the strategies. So
Interesting.
this first strategy that we launched right now, it's basically using BTC, ETH, and USDC. So it's balanced between the three of them. But we didn't have historical data that was good enough for Black Litterman from DeFi tokens such as
Right,
Morpho,
right.
Bando. Like when people want to build a DeFi portfolio, they think about this, what we calling the new blue chips, right? You
Hmm.
do have access to have historical data from 4 years ago. You do have historical data of stuff like Link, but since we are on base right now, we're trying to stick with the tokens that are on base.
Right.
So this was a big challenge that we had.
Base only goes back what to like late 2023 or something like that, August 2023 or something.
Like
So
Morpho, you mean?
base has a layer two.
Yeah, yeah.
Not even
Base
that
is
old.
exactly. Base
Yeah.
started with what was the name of the first token that I think was Bald or something like this.
I
Remember that?
you know what? 2 years in crypto is like 10 years in the real world, So, well, that's interesting. So you're using that Black Letterman strategy, which I believe was, yeah, it was created for like options trading or valuing a different way of valuing equities or something like that that they created in the early 90s. I mean, it's a lot of technical mumbo jumbo, but it's
Yeah.
interesting. So you guys are in beta right now.
Hmm.
Tell me a little bit about how that's going, because you guys have put a lot of work into this. Are there any? What are you learning from the beta phase? How many people are doing it? What's the general sentiment around how it's going so far? Tell me a
Hmm.
little bit about that.
Beta was it was like how can I say this to not become super emotional somehow, but it was a moment that like we worked hard for 6 months to have the
Yeah.
beta open, and it was so good to see like people coming over
Yeah.
and lining up. We asked, we decided like we're a small team, right? Like we
Right.
funded Replicats pretty much with our own money,
Right.
and we didn't raise capital, like really capital. We raised like kind of like a small runaway from some strategic advisors, but it was kind of like super short money that we used everything on development, right?
Right.
And we decided our decision was we're gonna open the doors from the beta, but it needs to be in a way that all the money that's inside our platform, we need to have this money in our hands to cover if everything goes south, right?
Right.
This was the risk approach that we had at the time, and I think we were super smart doing that.
Yes.
Nothing happened at all, which is
Right.
great. And we had running for 45 days this beta testing.
Yes.
We reached the maximum. We had already more people trying to get inside, but we closed the cut with 50 users, 50 wallets, which was pretty awesome.
Right.
We found a lot of bugs that were like front end bugs. We
Yes.
found since we are putting together these pieces of technology. For example, we are using non-custodial wallets from Dynamic. Each agent in our case, we have one agent. That's the model, right? Replicate one, the one that we launched, and each one of the users has a copy. We call like we say launch this agent, but it's kind of like a copy, and this
Right.
agent manages the portfolio from this user, right?
Ah.
So that means that if I open my account right now and you open your account tomorrow, we're gonna have two different portfolios because the strategy that was run to build yours is different than the one that was used on mine, right?
Right.
And that was the part that we were super scared, right? Like how
Right.
the agent's going to behave with this different time frames.
Right.
And if all went well, it was super
Did it
nice
go
for
well?
us.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, everything
That's
went
awesome.
well. And we found out that we that's kind of like a yeah kind of I'm not sure if it's an alpha because we said this before, but we started to have some conversations with a few exchanges, and we learned one fact from where we're having conversation with this top five global exchange that
Wow.
they're thinking about using our product over there. We're still exploring. There's nothing, no partnership yet, but
Right.
we received they have like the super hardcore tech team stuff, and they gave us a feedback that we could use instead of using directly the wallets that we were using for the agent to manage the portfolio, we could use a vault model.
Ah.
So in this case, we would add an extra layer of security on top
Yes.
of what we built, and we decided to go to this direction. So
Nice.
in the end, we stopped the beta last week. We are right
Yes.
now having the contracts reviewed by the base team, the base core team.
Yes.
It's helping us to review a few of the contracts, and we also sending to someone else to review the other contracts as well.
Yes. Very nice. Very nice. So the beta went pretty smooth then. You
Hmm.
guys learned a lot. You guys kind of put your time into this. You guys have been, working at this for basically your love of the project. So you had a little bit of a cathartic moment there, I'm sure. Um, you guys are getting it reviewed by the base team, which is awesome. So there's a little bit of a connection there, which is obviously people love hearing that.
Hmm.
Um, you guys have very good tokenomics too, especially for a team that launched in January. A lot of people don't realize, but you guys launched on the bonding curve essentially.
Hmm.
And back in those days when, the virtuals token was $4 or $5, it's very expensive to secure a large portion of the supply on the bonding curve because
Hmm.
you had to basically to bond the agent, you needed 42,425 virtuals, and at $4 a piece, that's
Yeah.
almost $200,000. So, but you guys managed to secure, almost 60 something percent, 70 something
Hmm.
percent of the token supply, which is amazing to be honest, especially in those days. And a lot of people don't realize that the float of the replicat token is not nearly as high as a lot of these other tokens. It's almost on par. It's less than what Genesis V1 agents had, and it's a little bit less than what the new Genesis has. But you guys have more tokens under team control than I believe people that were launching on Genesis did up until a little bit ago,
Yeah.
which is amazing. So tell us, you guys are kind of going in the direction of this vault system now, which seems to be a very common strategy that's getting used these days. Like you said, it's like adding an extra layer of security
Hmm.
to the entire protocol. Um, is that gonna, are you guys gonna have another beta phase where you test out the vaults then? And what's the
Hmm.
timeline on something like that?
Yeah, we are in for the vaults. The vaults itself, they're not gonna change much the user experience. This is gonna be invisible for the users. It's just the same. Like managing the agent's gonna manage the portfolio individually. Each one is gonna have a different portfolio based on when the agent start running and so on.
Right.
Uh, the thing is in the current stage of replicas on the first beta, we were using one the agent had a wallet, and I'm trying to explain this on the way that we do it.
Oh, did we lose Guto? That would be the first time that that's happened. Hang on, Guto. We might
Oh,
have
I
lost. Oh,
I
you
think I might
froze. You're back.
have. Yeah, something happened.
It's
I
like
think it's
this is the first time that's happened. Um,
I
no,
was about to connect to my phone and stream from there,
it's
but
okay.
it was so we had this back to what I was saying. It's before we were using a wallet that the agent was the only one who had access. But in this case, the agent had the access to the wallet, but he could execute a few other trades if there was something compromised by the provider or something like this.
Right.
When we spoke to this exchange, they came up with this separate model. So we are using contracts that are we got some contracts that already exist on Open Zeppelin, and we
Yeah.
adapt this contracts to our tech right now. It's pretty much how we're gonna do. So in this case, we're adding this extra layer that just the agent's gonna be able to touch the pool and with just the actions that we decided to do. So it's not going to be able to withdraw to a separate wallet. It needs to go back to the non-custodial wallet from the
Ah,
user, and
got
everything over here as well that we are doing. It's important to say like the approach from risk management is not only on trading but on what we do as well.
right.
We decided since the beginning to do Replicats is Repli Intelligence, the company that we are operates. We have a US based company, so everything that we are doing is we are doing in mind with that we don't want to have like any kind of legal troubles. So we
Right.
do have like lawyers supporting us.
Yes.
Uh, that's we do have like this whole thing that we want to feel safe on what we're doing, because the idea is we're starting Replicats with a crypto product, the way that we're building like vaults and stuff, but we're moving in direction that we want to make this invisible and
Right.
accessible for people on exchanges,
Nice.
on wallets as well. We see the products that we're building connecting into other places as well.
Right. Right. So you're going to abstract a lot of the crypto aspect of it away so that even the average person who's not a crypto native can go on and use it and have access to the same type of technology that, typically a very crypto savvy
Hmm.
individual would only be able to use.
Yeah.
That's excellent. I imagine that broadens the market that can use this type of product pretty
Hmm.
considerably. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons that we're having this conversation with this exchange that I spoke about. What we learned from them is that it's close to it's a gigantic number. Nick, I don't remember how much it was, but it was something like close to 80% of the people who deposit money on exchange, they leave this money idle
Yeah.
after 6 months. It's like it's a number that
Wow.
it's insane for the exchange. So they have this money over there that of course they cannot touch that money. They
Right.
cannot ask the users to withdraw as well. But this money sitting idle over there is someone who, for example, put like $1,000 on Bitcoin,
Right.
got burned, sold. for 500 back, and the money he just let it over there for a future opportunity that never happens, right?
Right.
So one of the use cases that we see with the Replicat One, and by that we are learning from this exchange specifically, is they want to bring this Replicat One to this user and say, hey, we're bringing over here to you this opportunity to build a
Yeah.
portfolio, right? Balance
Right.
it. This agent builds this portfolio and manages for you, and is just a few clicks away from what you're doing.
That's awesome. Yeah, and like maybe they could even, select an option when they sign up that says, okay, if the money sits there for so long, would you want us to put it into one of these agents? And, that way when you finally remember years later, you have more, maybe a lot more than
Yeah,
$500, That's
yeah.
crazy, and I think that's a great idea to kind of integrate, because we've seen a lot of these products that exist off centralized exchanges, but I bet you the number of people that never even get off a centralized exchange is pretty high as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
my parents, other people I know that aren't very, crypto savvy, they just stay on Coinbase, for
Yeah.
example. They never create their own wallet. They have no interest in that. Do they want some exposure to Bitcoin? Would they love maybe a product like Replicat that could manage
Mm-hmm.
their money with AI, without having to
Totally.
get off the exchange? Yeah, they probably would. That's a very good idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
What you said is it's exactly what's happening with my
Yeah,
mom, for example.
yeah,
My mom, she had a small portfolio on exchanges, and just like staying in an exchange, a Brazilian exchange, pretty good over here. And right now she's using replicats on chain, but it's just because I had to teach her, not even
right,
teach her, I had to do that for her, right?
right,
Like putting the money away. And we see exactly what you said. It's like
yeah,
this is the direction that we want to go. We want to offer the same kind of like yields are on chain right now.
right,
When you see, like, I think this everyone is still kind of surprised with this cycle, right? This cycle has
right,
been, uh, how can I say, has been complicated for
yeah,
many people. Let's put it that way. Like they were not ready for meme coins. They were
right,
expecting retail to come, and I personally, I don't think we're gonna see like a retail mania anymore, but we do see products that right now that they are working towards bringing revenue to the users, right?
right.
Uh, People tend to compare us with Giza, for example. Giza is I know one of the founders from long. I used to live in Germany, and I knew Sam
Uh,
from there. Sam is a great guy and stuff, and you see like he built something that it has like a product market fit.
yes,
You find like the best yields that are on chain, and that is going to be in several wallets from now on. And we see
right,
replicats in this way as well. We're not offering like stable yields, like stable coin yields, but we as well we can provide to those users who are scared about building their first Bitcoin, Ethereum,
right.
uh, Solana. Like we're gonna offer Solana as well sometime in the future, and we can offer this in a portfolio.
Absolutely. And, eventually you could give, people could almost have their own bot, and that instead of them having to get off chain and, find these tokens and interact with smart contracts and all that, they just get on the centralized exchange and they have a replicat, and it just goes out and does that type of stuff for them. That's definitely in the future. Somebody asked, Double OG Madman, Gudo, is Replicats partnering with any other teams on virtuals? Is there anything in the works on that end, Guto?
Hmm.
Anything that you could say at least?
Yes, we do have already one partnership that was the first partnership that we announced like long, long time ago, which is with Acolyte.
Oh
By
yeah,
the way, shout out to Cons.
yeah,
Cons is
cons.
also
Yeah.
Cons is he's Brazilian as well, just like we
Yes,
are,
he
and he
is.
has been like a fantastic guy helping us. And we're gonna have soon an integration between Replicats and and Acolyte. Acolyte is going to help
Right.
us to produce to launch Replicat One as an agent, a
Nice.
data agent as well. So the agent itself is going to have a voice on Twitter. Is going to share some trading sites as well.
Wow.
Everything under the Acolyte framework, right?
That's awesome.
We do have as well a few other partnerships. We're having some conversations with other agents. We want as well in the future to offer other agents inside Replicats.ai. So the platform itself, you can come over there. You're going to see like kind of like a marketplace. So if maybe someone wants to bring their agent inside to us, inside the Replicats itself to be one of the options of the users. We're going to make
That'd be
that
cool.
available as well.
Yeah.
And those are the biggest ones that we're having conversation right now. We're probably
Nice.
going to have more down the road, but we are right now in this phase that we really want to deliver the first the public one of what we're building, and then
Right.
start connecting. We are yeah, of course, this is important for me to say, like we're super connected with the virtuals team, and we are exploring how we're going to connect Replicat One into the ACP.
Yes, I mean, I could see with the type of technology you guys are developing, it could be a very, very useful agent in the ACP for sure.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was going to actually ask that, but that's a good question. So, what are kind of the next steps? You guys have to integrate these vaults, and then how far away do you guys think you will be from the public release of
Hmm.
V1 of Replicats?
We are expecting to have 2 weeks more, I think, to have
Oh,
these vaults ready. No more
nice.
than that. We're trying to, we don't want to rush because those are
Right,
smart contracts, right?
right,
And if we get the smart contracts somehow hacked. I don't want this
right.
to happen. Of course, this is going to be complicated for us. So roughly what we see right now is 2 weeks of reviewing the vaults. Then we reopen the beta testing for the users that we had, and we're going to onboard new people as well, RCAT holders. And I would say that we're going to have the open one for everyone to use replicats by the beginning of October.
Nice. That's
October is the date we're going to have. And this is going to be more or less at the same time that we're planning an upgrade for Replicat 1. There's
oh,
going to be
okay.
a first upgrade that probably not the upgrade actually. I don't know the date itself, but it's going to be the time that we're going to start Replicat 1 going to start to also trade tokens, as I said, like more for Pando.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the
That's
short-term timeline that we have.
right, right. That's pretty soon actually. I thought it might be longer than that, but that's good to hear. Now I know you guys are going to this academy or something that
Yeah.
started by Tim Draper. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, this was really cool. This is thanks for bringing this up because
Yeah.
this is something that we're still absorbing, and actually most of the team is right now in Argentina.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
I'm I'm flying there tomorrow, and what happened is we were invited a few weeks ago to
Nice.
participate into this to apply to. We were selected by a scouting team from the Draper Startup House, which is an arm from the Draper University and the Draper Ventures as well. So they do have these houses. There's one in a lot of places. I know that Buenos Aires is the one that's happening right now, and we applied. We didn't know if they would take. There's a lot of, you know how it is, right? Like people, when you say like, oh, I work with digital assets, everyone will
Right.
say, oh, it's just another meme coin project, so you're not welcome over here. We heard this quite a lot,
Yeah.
and we when we applied, we had an interview with the team, and it was well, and we explain, hey guys, we're building on crypto. We love crypto. We are a product that's gonna always use crypto as an infrastructure, but we really want to abstract away crypto. Like we're building this product over here to everyone to use. So
Right.
Replicats in the future is gonna accept credit card, bank accounts, and so on. And it was super fun because a few days later we received the call back from the guys saying that we were the only crypto project that actually was accepted. They had
Wow.
something like, yeah, they had like 12 more crypto projects. I think it was over 100 participants, and they chose 12 companies, Replicats being
Damn.
one of them. So Bernardo is over there right now with our CTO, and we decided to turn this into also like a company trip as well. So some
Yeah.
of the guys, the devs are over there, half of the quant team is over there as well. I'm flying there tomorrow to stay for a few days.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's incredible. I mean, out
yeah,
of hundreds applied and 12 were selected, or more than hundreds. I'm reading right here, out of 200, only 12. That's
yeah.
crazy. And they said no to all the other crypto.
I heard. That's what I heard. Like that's what the guys told us, right? Like I have to believe them.
You guys must have been the most interesting one by far, you know.
Yeah,
Probably a
I
lot
think
of
we had
other.
a good pitch during the
Yeah.
day. Like was a good pitch that we gave them.
Right. Well, that's good. That's good. So how long is this thing? And does anything come out of this? Do they sometimes
Hmm.
invest in some of these companies? I mean, at the very least, I'd imagine it's great for
Hmm.
making some good connections to the right
Yeah.
people, at
So
least.
yeah, there's two things right now. There's two things that is gonna happen. In the camp goes until next Wednesday, I think, like 1 week from now.
Oh, okay, nice.
And then during this day, they're doing like some pitch trainings as well. They are connecting. Bernardo's already getting connected to the local scene in Argentina, which is pretty awesome.
Right.
I know a lot of people over there, but most of the Web3 scene. But they're gonna connect us with Web2 people as well, accelerators and something like
Nice.
and other stuff like this. We have next week on Thursday a pitch event that we're going to be pitching for several VCs from the Draper ecosystem in Argentina and US. And if we are one of the chosen startups, we're going to attend as well the Draper University, which is in San Francisco next year.
Damn. Okay. Okay. So this is a great way for your project to kind of get some exposure to some VCs and some people with money that can potentially back it, accelerate it, provide runway for the project, and even give you advice on how to advance it, similar to what that exchange is doing for you guys right now. So it's definitely an extremely exciting thing, I would imagine, for your
Mm-hmm.
team. Yeah, that's awesome. Um, Now you guys are based out of Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
People from crypto are all over the world. How is and I know Cons pretty well, and I know some other teams from Brazil. Crypto is decently popular in Brazil and South
Mm-hmm.
America as a whole, is it not?
Yeah, I think yeah, things changed in Brazil in the last 4 years here, I would say. I was I remember like being super sincere. I was I as I said like before, I lived in Berlin for quite some time. I spent 7 years over there. That's where I started my crypto journey. So most of
Right.
my connections in the end they came from Germany. I used to work for. I did a short stint for Gnosis. I worked for a few funds in Berlin, 1KX, one of them back in 2017, 18, 19, doing that crypto bull run,
Right.
the first one that I was part at least.
Yes.
And at the time, like I remember that I used to come to Brazil and there was nothing happening over here. And there was
Right.
already a lot of things happening in Argentina. Argentina was way ahead Brazil when it came to Web3.
Really?
They had, yeah, and I remember that I had a coffee once over here with this guy who was one of the core guys from Ethereum. He used to live. He lives in Rio still. Alex van der Sand.
Oh yeah.
He's kind of he's like he's a guy that is in the Ethereum history books. And I used to have a conversation with him, like, man, why there's nothing happening in Brazil? And he was like, yeah, we tried. And suddenly, a few years ago, there was the first Ethereum Rio. There was a conference that ran over here. I was one of the co-founders and organizers. And I think after that, like people started to connect, and the ecosystem grew like crazy.
That's
I was
great.
from the founding team over there. And right now, you do have like some really good startups coming out of Brazil.
Yeah.
Acolyte being one of them. Like it's really cool what this guys
Got
is doing, the level that they're going to be very close to virtuals. Like we had a protocol that was on Solana last year or 2 years ago. I don't know what the stage that they are, but they had like huge TVL that they were lending. They were lending money for under collateralized lending
yeah.
for real world business. That was pretty
Ah,
cool. I don't know how they're doing these days, but things are moving super fast
yeah.
over here.
You got Zaya. Zaia. They are another Brazilian team that launched on Genesis, actually.
ZAIA.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I
there
have to connect with them.
there's two of them. Cons knows them. I think Cons might have brought them in, but they're pretty interesting with creating agents for like web 2 or even just small businesses to manage workflows and stuff like that.
That's
So
good.
yeah, it seems like Brazil, there's more and more good stuff coming out of there. But yeah, you and Cons were the first, Brazilian AI agent devs that I had ever encountered before. And I think I told you this, but I was able to meet Bernardo when I was in ETH Denver. I know you said you were there too. I only got to meet him very briefly at some type of speech they were doing somewhere at a hotel with
Oh,
other virtuals people. Yeah, there is a bunch of
yeah, this
virtuals.
was a pretty cool event. I'm happy
Yeah,
that you were over there. Like,
yeah.
it's a shame that we didn't meet,
I know
but
there's a
this,
lot of people there. I only got to talk to like,
yeah,
10 different people. Who
was
Loki was
super
there.
fun.
Uh,
Loki was there.
Yes,
Yeah,
Blake Hatch was there. Yeah, so you must have been there
uh,
too, Gudo. So we didn't even.
yeah,
I think one of the devs from Watch was there, or
yeah.
WAC, whatever it's called. But yeah, no. So you guys have this product. You're instituting the vaults. The timeline right now for like the official public launch of like version 1 basically is early October. What do you guys do after that? Are you guys going to go on like some type of marketing push? Is there like, once it's live and people are using it, what do you expect the roles of the team to
Mhm.
transition to? Monitoring for bugs that pop up, or how does that work once it's live?
So as soon as it goes live, it comes more work. We're gonna have like a big push to onboard as many Web3 people that we can into the product. It's still gonna be, I think, replicates for this year is still gonna be a Web3 product, crypto product. You connect your
Right,
wallet, you transfer over there. It's not gonna be like made for everyone still this year.
right.
But we are already in parallel, already developing what we see that the product is going to be in the future. This is one of the things that we're going to be doing. So we're going to have a huge marketing push to bring new users. We have as well solidified with us strong strategy on B2B, as I told you,
Right.
as I said like previously, and we put this as well on the tokenomics document that we released
I
today.
saw that. Yeah.
We are right now we're doing a lot of biz devs to have replicate one available on exchanges,
Yes.
wallets, as API as well. So everything that we made, we can put this agent to coordinate portfolios, manage portfolio. It's on our pipeline as well. So we have this B2B, this B2C, right? And the B2B is going to be very like a B2B2C product. We
Nice.
want to be, we are developed, we have already a prototype, and we're going to double down this as soon as it's ready for the Coinbase wallet.
Yes.
It's ready. We made it already, but it's not a Coinbase wallet experience. So we
Right.
want to change a few things over there to look more that you're using an agent inside
Nice.
the base app. Actually, it's not
Yes.
even the Coinbase or
Yes.
the
They
new base
changed it.
app, right?
Right. Right.
We
Interesting.
also have more agents coming. So we do have, we're working right now one with RWAs.
Nice.
And yeah, this is on our pipeline as well. Those are the main points that we're going to be working, but there's more to do as well.
Right, right. I mean, there's limitless possibilities with something like this. Now, as far as you guys said you may have some more partnerships coming up. You may have a role in ACP. One thing, and I know you guys released that tokenomics document today or yesterday or whatever it was. Um, I didn't really get a chance to read fully through it, and I'm
Hmm.
sure a lot of people watching will not have that chance yet, or they won't get around to it. But tell us a little bit about the usage of the Replicats token and what your vision for that is, and
Hmm.
how will that be integrated into the system of these agents and stuff like that.
Super good. So how we decided to go, we came up with a tokenomics that actually is super simple and easy to understand. We're calling this V1 because we want to add some more functionality. So V2 might come not so long from now, but we're gonna be right now. We're gonna be sticking with this formula that's super easy. Replicate one in this moment during the launch, and at least for the first few months, you have two options to use the agent, right? The first one is paying per usage. So Replicate one is going to charge one token uh, every 10 minutes. So
Okay.
this is charged daily. It works just
Nice.
kind of like an OpenAI charge
Yes.
for the credits,
Nice. Yeah.
Anthropic as
I
well.
like
It's the
that.
same model, and we're going
Yeah.
to use the tokens from that, right? And the
Okay.
second option that we're giving users as well is using you doing a staking. The
Okay.
staking, you don't have to pay anything
Right.
for using the platform. The tokens are going to be staked in a contract that's audited by us, and it's going to have a few perks that we're going to be giving along the way, like a
Nice.
referral system bonus.
Okay.
It's going to have as well some other things that we're going to reveal with time after we launch.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
super
Yeah,
simple.
I
We
like
wanted
it.
to make as simple as we could.
Yeah, I like the idea of like paying one token every 10 minutes. It's actually kind of cool. Because you don't see a lot of it that way. I like when people like dev teams, they're like, if you want to use the product, you have to pay us in our own token. It's like more like a currency in
Hmm.
that way. And I think that's a good idea. Now, as far as like some of the tech behind Replicats, like what type of AI models or LLMs does this use? What's plugged into it to make it all
Hmm.
work?
Yeah, so we are not using LLMs in any part of the trading side. We are using, uh, we use, I'm not the technical guy, so I'm going to go in my direction over here, but we use something called the time series model, and we gather the data direct to the agent using things that are made that are specific for trading. Like
Okay.
even though that in the same, we are right now as well developing an LLM that's going to be connected to the agent. So you're going to be able to ask the agent, why did you sell? Why did you
Right.
buy? What is the forecast of Ethereum in the next days, and so on. But this is going to be specific for the human agent interface, right? There's something else that we are working right now. We are using something called HPR, which is going to be hard for me to remember right now. But it's pretty much it's a model that we are using that exists as well. Comes from the TradFi, from the
Ah,
from the from the from the hedge funds as well to
yeah.
help the user to. What we're seeing right now is like user will come to the platform, is going to have a conversation with this AI. The AI is going to help them to build the first portfolio, and later with this portfolio, it's going to connect the user with several other agents, one of them being Replicate One, for example.
Interesting. So you guys do have some AI tech baked in, but almost not in the same sense as a lot of the other ones do, which I think is kind of cool. Um, Now, once Replicat 1 comes out and you have these vaults, how many, you guys had 50 beta users and you had more trying to get in. And you're going to have these vaults. Will we see like the typical numbers, like the TVL of the entire protocol and stuff like that? Are these the type of measurements you will be using to kind of show how much? And do you guys have any like goals on that, or like any things that you're aiming for or shooting for as far as those numbers?
Yeah, so this is a a very good question as well. We had during the beta over here, we reached $8,000 TVL,
Right.
which is
Right.
very, very low, but we were super happy,
Yeah.
especially because we saw people depositing $100 that we asked,
Right.
like, guys, please keep between $100 and $1,000.
Right.
This is what we asked the users to do.
Right.
Especially as I said, like we wanted to have money to reimburse everyone in case
Right.
there was like a product flaw
Right.
or something like
It
this.
is a beta.
And yeah, and we saw actually we saw two users going to the maximum, and they
Did
deposit
they?
like $1,000. So this was a huge win for us.
Right.
So we're expecting to have, of course, I think I'm gonna celebrate a lot when we reach the first 100K,
Yes.
and inside our platform, right? And I think that I mean, like I would be super happy if we finish this year with at least like 1 million
That'd be
dollars under
right.
management from our agents. I think this is a good start. We're gonna
Yeah.
go higher, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if we can go there, like I'm super happy to do that.
Well, if you guys get plugged into these exchanges, I mean, it could go a lot higher than 1 million.
Yeah.
But yes, the first 100K. Now, what type of crypto will people be depositing? Will this be straight stable coins? Will they deposit Ethereum? How will you guys, what will you guys be taking?
hmm We have in the model that we have right now. And the reason why that we built as well replicas that I didn't say before is we come here in Brazil. It's not easy to have account in US dollars, right?
Right.
And we have a currency that's always like fluctuating too much compared to the US dollar. So it's a problem for business and problem for the regular person over here as well. So
Right.
we build replicates with stable coins in mind.
Nice.
So our platform is a stable coin platform. I like to say that, even though we are not like a proper stable coin, it's like
Right.
replicates work with USDC,
Yes.
right? It builds your portfolio. We made this decision right now that maybe in the future we're going to change. I don't know how it's going to be, but when you ask the agent to stop managing your portfolio and you want to cancel the agent, it turns all the portfolio back to US dollar and deposits on your wallet.
Oh, okay.
We didn't give the option to give like for example your Bitcoin
Yes.
CBBTC in this case, right? But that's something that we want to explore in the future if people believe like, hey, I want to finish my portfolio and have my Morpho coins or my Ethereum instead of my USDC. Like we're super up to do that. But for now, we're working just with stable coins.
Right, right. And I think that's a good idea. I mean, stable coins are becoming more and more bullish with the regulations around them, especially in the USA. I think it's a great idea too. And I actually kind of like the idea that you cash it back out into stable. Because sometimes you like withdraw and you get busy, people in crypto are ADD and you're reading something and next thing you know, you're like, oh, I forgot to, I withdrew my Ethereum and, I forgot to transfer it into stable coins. And then the next day it drops by
Yeah,
10%. You're like, it just
yeah,
wiped out my game,
yeah,
So I think that's because you're kind of finalizing the gains from the agent, right? So that's
yeah,
a good idea. Um, anyways, so yes, I think it's super bullish. Now you guys are going, I believe you said you're leaving tomorrow to go to this Tim Draper house.
yeah.
If you guys could, imagine best case scenario, you go to this Draper house, what would you guys like to see come out of this experience? Is there anything that you guys are hoping for? Is there some type of, potential, scenario that could occur from this, whether, it's partnering with other teams or whatever? What would you guys like to see come out of that?
We really want, like, there's of course, like, the first thing that we want out of this is funding, right? Like,
Right.
we want to build a product that to build a product that we want to abstract away this whole crypto experience. That's a product that has value for my mom the same way that has to you, for me as well. We do need like a lot of money to build what we're going over there. So funding is one of them. Connections is something else that we're looking for. We already had a few meetings scheduled with local ecosystem growth partners over there. So we are
Nice.
aiming a lot Replicats as a tool for uh, underserved users.
Right.
One of the things that we see a lot of product market fit over here, especially with the second agent that we're building that uses real world assets, let's say stocks in this case, is in Brazil and South America, it's not so easy to have access to stocks like in the
Right.
US. We don't have Robinhood over here. We
Right.
don't have access to, in a way that we can, like with a few clicks, have an Apple a stock or
Right.
Nvidia or whatever we want. And with we are super bullish on stocks coming over on chain, right?
Right.
We're seeing when I look, for example, on Aave, changing kind of the subject. I'm super big fan of Aave, and I think
Right.
Aave is kind of like the first on-chain stock for me. I know
Yeah.
it's not, but I like to say
Right.
that it's because it's the first awesome company that operates as a company that has a token that has value and is being traded on chain, and you can find as well off chain. You can
Right.
find like in a custodian somewhere else. So I
Right.
think everything is migrating on chain, right? And we
Right.
want to offer for the regular Brazilian, for the regular Argentinian, for the regular Turkish person as well, the same kind of access that
Right.
Robinhood offers to the for the US, for the UK as well. I think Replicats has a way of offering this in a form of a portfolio, right? We're not
Right.
going to sell the stock, but we're going to build a portfolio that actually has those stocks.
Yeah. So
And
they can get exposure to that.
yeah, so this is super hard here in South America. And we think like we're connecting to the good partners over there. We want to open a market in Argentina as well, as soon as we finish with the
Nice.
crypto, move to Brazil, Argentina.
So you guys are doing this, not only because you love crypto, but you almost feel like a sense of purpose in this whole endeavor because you're, the Brazilian community, like you said, the country is underserved when it comes to this type of stuff. The currency over there is fluctuating. The stable coins
Hmm.
they don't have a lot of access to. They certainly don't have access to stocks to get the same type of exposure to these big, massive international companies that Americans do. So I'm sure you guys feel a lot of sense of purpose and pride in bringing that type of financial instrument to your people over there. So I have a lot of respect for people that do those types of
Thanks.
things. And definitely, I think Replicats is one of the, if not the only one that's doing that with like some of the most modern and advanced technology that we see in the not just crypto space but the financial space as a whole. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for you guys. I think you guys are one of the best projects. I've always thought that in the entire virtuals ecosystem. I have a lot of exposure to the Replicat token and I don't plan on selling it anytime soon.
Thanks for
But
that.
yeah, no problem.
I feel humbled.
Yeah,
It's
no, you guys are doing a good job, and yeah, much respect on my end. And I know a lot of other degens, both in the virtual system ecosystem and outside of the virtuals ecosystem. You guys are one of the few that gets talked about outside of it as well. We're very bullish on the project, so I want to thank you, Guto, for coming on this live stream tonight and just kind of giving us updates on all these bullish things that are happening. I think Replicat's finally getting some more of the recognition that it deserves because you guys have just been chipping away at this consistently for almost a year now. Any last words you want to give to the audience? Any closing statement or anything like that?
I just want to thank you so much for this, Nick.
Yeah.
For us means a lot. Like I'm humbled over here. Like it's like no words to say like what you said about us. We're happy that people see that we've been working a lot over here. It's been like a bumpy ride, as it should be in any startup, and we are super happy with everything that's happening. Uh, my last words is like I can't wait you guys to use replicates. There's yesterday I had a question that for me is a good wrap up of why replicate. What's going to be my biggest challenge? Someone asked me yesterday. I don't remember what it was. What is going to be my biggest challenge in the next months for replicates? And what I like to say is like I'm building a product that's for myself as well.
Right.
And my biggest challenge is to convince most of people that are like me, degens, they trade, they lose money, giving back to the market, right? To pick a little bit of that money and invest this in a stable way with replicates, for example. We want
Right.
to help the degens to not give the money back to the market. This is going to be a lot of things that are going to be working down the road. So once again, thank you so much, Nick, for the time over here. It was a pleasure. Appreciate it a lot.
Anytime.
Um, and
Anytime.
thank you very much, everyone who's been supporting us.
We appreciate you coming on, Guto. We're behind you. You know, the smart ones know what you guys have been doing this whole time, and we see it. It's not lost on us. And I'm glad to kind of give that exposure to more and more people out there. I'm super excited for you guys to go do this week long, almost very bullish activity at this Tim Draper house. I would love to get together with you guys again in a couple weeks, maybe after this whole thing is said and done, and the dust settles, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about after that. So thanks again, Guto. Thanks everybody who tuned in tonight. Be sure to share the stream, get the word out there on Replicat. We're going to get back together with them in a couple weeks here, and we're going to hear what's coming out of this event that they're going to for a week with some very, very bullish updates. So guys, take care. Signing off. See you later, Guto.
Bye.